right? The Hebrew Israelites were coming every week, upside down for his children, according to the Holy Book. Thing is so-called New Year's Eve, right? Now we have to be removed because yeah, man, the celebrations for the incoming year. And we're in the month of December. But at the start of the next month, the first day of the next month is January, sorry, which goes back to an idol, a heathen god, Janarius. It's kind of changed. I have to look it up.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. Yep. But funny, like we had last week. Christmas, which is one of the main holidays that people celebrate out here in London. Well, in the UK and the Western world. On the general world, really. But then what? As far as people don't even really get into Christmas as much as they used to, like a few decades back. Now it's much more the New Year celebration, right? Which is just straight revel. That's more people are into, especially younger generation. They're basically looking to go out and then find somewhere to be, when the clock strikes 12 and the new year comes in. And that's what, people are told. There'll be people where you can ask them, like the last 10, 12, 15 years, they might have been like, oh yeah, every New Year's, they're looking to make something happen. So that's why it's like, really it's the house of feasting. For most people out January's been a hot month, going back the last few years. So we're looking back into a new year, and then we're going to see, what a year entails. And then we'll see how people are going to be getting gapped up, because that's going to be. That's something that's not stopped throughout. Really, from 2020, it's been had that shift to where it's now. It's been open season, even more so. So that morning, that's going to become more apparent. That's what people are doing their best to avoid. Because once January kicks in, everyone's going to be broke. Everyone's energy bills are going to come in. People are going to be feeling the pain. It's looking like it's going to continue as it has been. In a decline, man, in a descent. Says what? For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Yet at feasting, you lose your mind. As far as with these revelries, there's people, like I said, that have been doing it back to back. They're going to be looking to do further madness. And then, what's that going to avail them in the long run? They're going to be completely unprepared for what's getting ready to happen.
Goes back to Janus, Roman god, right, who presided over doors at the beginning, right? So we're heading into a new beginning, right? And basically, the new beginning is basically this new world order. So we're moving further and further into a new phase of this man's control the structure, leading to that, the beast system being implemented in its entirety to the point where it's in the majesty, right? Andrew Tate. He got he basically got bundled up by the police over in Romania, and it was really by the hand of America. Alright, why they do that? Because he has a place on the international stage, to the point where he's going against the rules that are being set today. They need to get him out of the way. Deter him and deter people alike that think with the same mentality. Move away from having that kind of mindset. What are you doing? Please, excuse me.
No, excuse me. This is a public place.
Yeah, but why are you jumping the
12 times of Israel.
Alright, man.
Well, that's that spirit of man. Where it's, they're feeling fully hooked and mixed in their own mind. That, them going out and seeking a blip is something, that holds any kind of weight. Far as he's got no clue what's happening. The guy says he's still trying to the Bible and bro. I was like, okay. Congratulations, continue with that mindset. I was saying the scripture, the fool said in his heart, there is no God. Because his thought, okay, what's his standard, what's he gonna place his flag and what's he gonna stand for? It's just another appeal within the society. And even the people that accept the current system up, they're not even going to continue with that as is. That guy he's not in the plans going forward. These guys are what they're looking to establish is going to be like one of them, like what's his name on the pipe, Black Mirror, man. Daniel Kaluuya in season 1, Black Mirror, where they have the guys riding the bikes to make points, to make credit. These are going to be, a problem. Isaiah 47, 12 says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. It says, what? Stand now with thine enchantments. These are guidance basically different what's it called? All these different gods that Esau's been working with and getting into, all these different forms of witchcraft, and people on the left hand side, that's something that Esau can guide into heaven. Something even now, look at you guys and say, oh, God don't exist. They'll come and start talking about star signs. They'll start talking about channeling spirits and whatnot. So they're essentially what they're putting in, they're trusting, some other power, but that's something that what Esau promotes with the law. Whereas Esau's essentially what's a manifestation of the left hand side. So those things all work in favor. They all align with the spirit, but they've got their time for them to run. And then it's going to dry up, man. It says what? If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy sorceries. Thou art weary. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. So yeah, the astrologers, the stargazers, basically all those that we get into different forms of mysticism, the magi, the so-called high priests of wickedness. These guys, all the methods they're using, they would have worked. The reason they're using is what they want. They run for a season. There'll be times where they'll be on point with what they're saying. But then it's not because the Lord's dealing with them on some super kind of level. But then it's the same thing going back to Isaiah 30, where it says prophesying to us smooth things. These guys are gonna say, yo, everything's gonna work out, it's all gonna be blessed up, everything's gonna run. As long as Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna run it, go. But then when it comes to what's time for desolation, time for destruction, them guys ain't gonna have, they're not gonna have the inside track. They ain't gonna know. That's what it is for a lot of people now. Now is the time we want. We're talking about the current society. It's basically on its way out. You're seeing signs, you're seeing traps within it, where you look and be like, what's going on there? There's something, there could be more to it. Even dealing with the Ukraine-Russia war, that's like the first war in Europe for years. And then as well, with it essentially being like what? America and their allies and then Russia being having that raw conflict where it's looking way more likely than, for example, Syria to actually spin up into into something that can draw more people in. And these are the things that these are the things that now it's like people are doing their best. They ain't even trying to think about that. They ain't even trying to look and observe. They're just like, yo, I'm looking to have been smashed off my face and have the time of my life. It says what? It says, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon you. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Yeah, they're basically going to be what? They're going to be a stubble. They're going to be hidden. Because as far as like all that they've essentially put their strength behind, this is going to be found to what? To be meaningless. Because when we're dealing with prophecy, that's something that is essentially immutable. Once a word's gone forth, it can't come back void. And this place basically going down, and what kingdom being established for the elect, for Yahweh, that's something to sell. So then how much more so it's what's left on this side is basically vanity. And that's going to be manifest to when what? Everything goes, for example. For the stock market, got fucking wiped, like a bunch of stocks got wiped out. Was it yesterday? Like it was a legendary amount of last day. That's why it's like, and hey, that's something that people have the utmost faith. That's something people have been looking to as like a way for them to make it big, a way for them to kind of set themselves up in the future where they're going to be nice. But it's something that's temperamental, and really it's done been elated for the look. It's like the biggest dip is going to come when it's finally got money that got printed and inflated into the economy through after COVID. After the pandemic began, that's basically all going to have to be corrected. And that's something that people aren't really aware. They're not. They haven't fully got the awareness of how these things are going to manifest. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Job 14:5. Seeing these days are determined, the number of his months are with me. 1,020 and can pass. Yes, this man at the day where the Heavenly Father proclaims where his kingdom comes to peace. It's like, hey, you go back to the garden, Adam and Eve, right? It was the day equation. The serpent is the Yahweh, and out of the down to the man. Introduce death into the world. And there'll be exposed, there'll be an expulsion of Adam and Eve from the garden to where there'll be a block where they can't find it and go back to it. So it's the same thing. They equated when the Assyrian Empire comes to power. They equated when the Babylonians took it down to Greek power. So on and so forth. Right? So in this kingdom we can see everything that's happening right now. When it's down, you can walk through the city right now. There's a lot of vacant stores to let basically, where there's no, where prior to the pandemic, would have coffee shop chains that would have like struck money every 2 miles or so, right? But now what happened? There's basically liquidate a lot of their funds, sell a lot of their real estate, and basically say, you know what, we need to stick to what the ones we are. They don't have to pay priority. Why they made that choice? Because a lot of these things that are going on basically indicates that this kingdom is riding high in one foot, right? So with that being said, that's the sign of the end. And it's one of the things is the fact that the currency of today being a fake, right? We're going from various different types of inflation. But the main ones right now, where they're headed to, and we're looking to this hyperinflation, right? That's why they're setting up with central bank digital currency. Where no man can buy and sell, so you need to have them all, right? That's what it is. And it's certainly like a good idea for everyone to invest in it, but only it's going to be to their detriment. Okay?
Isaiah 5 and 20 says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Yeah, that's it's current time right now. That's the sentiment that's an all-time high. Now, it's a society that's been built in the image of what Aleister Crowley developed, the do as thou wilt. That hedonistic mindset, where you're essentially, your focus, your goal in life is what? It's maximizing, your own pleasure, your own satisfaction. And that's, in the script, it's like, there's a woman that lives in pleasure is better while she liveth. That pleasure-seeking lifestyle is something that, even within Esau's realms, they found that they ain't gonna function, they ain't gonna run. But it's still promoted to keep people chasing, well, even while they think they're so-called, gaining pleasure. It's just every once in a while they might be some form of relief. They'll be working, then they're able to, go on a holiday. They might be able to, go out 1 or 2 nights a week. They might be able to do that. And that's why they're That's why they'll be in a mindset like, yo, they've got it all. Meanwhile, those in the upper echelons of society are living a completely different lifestyle. But hey, that's why everyone's chasing it. Everyone's deifying that lifestyle. That's why they look up to celebrities. They look up to people that have money, people that have success. They want to have the same form of money and success. Not knowing what comes with it.
Or even how they went.
Yeah.
Learn to wear the time of evil.
That's what you get rewarded.
Yeah.
So that's what the thing with most people that, some form of success, some
No, take my one.
woe to them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. That's a big thing that's been done in modern society as well. It's basically flipping what wisdom, what righteousness, what good and what evil are in the present day. Crimes that you basically have been put to death for, and the times where where the Lord left. Those things now are being promoted as some form of greatness, some form of bravery. They're basically being upheld as they're basically being upheld as something to glorify, when it's complete opposite of that. It's degeneracy. And that's a lot of things. Like now it's basically, if you're looking to do things in the channels of how things used to be, like if you're basically looking to live a life based on the ancient principles of life, of how people have lived for the longest, based man playing a traditional role, woman playing a traditional role, having a household, building a family. These things are now demonized. Where it's like, they'll say, oh, it's better to be single than to be in a bad relationship. But then it's something where all these different, when they're dealing with the factors of what they need, they basically just want to be able to enjoy it. They want to have the liberty to get abroad, the liberty to basically do what they desire with their life and not have any form of responsibility. Which, in and of itself, is basically like a child's mentality. You're looking at things like a completely immature mindset. And that's the mindset most people don't take. You try and talk about any kind of serious topic or serious matter, most people are not. They're not going to have they're not going to be invested. They're going to kind of shut down and not really have anything to say. But then you start talking about the World Cup, you start talking about fashion, you start talking about ways to make money and whatnot. Then all of a sudden they're all there. They're going to be a complete chatterbox. Because those are the things that now those carry weight. We got a bit more. So it says, woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness, the righteous from it. That's the other thing. What justifying the wicked and taking away the righteousness of the righteous. That's something that this society essentially molded to do. As far as the barriers between doing wickedness and desiring to do wickedness and fulfilling it, there's like no there's no barriers, boundaries between them. The guy wants to go out and perform a criminal sex act. That's a different. Say if he wants to ingest some heathen meats, some criminal criminal creature and put it inside it, that's not too difficult. But then when it comes to righteousness, there's been boundaries put before it. That's why when you deal with what you call it, when you deal with high holy, wicked high holy days, like winter solstice, spring equinox, Beltane, Samhain, these different celebrations that go back to pagan origins. Those things are widely celebrated and promoted. But when you deal with the righteous ones, you're going to be looked sideways for trying to keep them. If you're a so-called Christian, and then you have to be like, okay, I'm going to keep the Passover, people are going to be looking at you like you're funny. They'll be like, mate, aren't you meant to be celebrating Easter? It's why the pagan high holidays, that's becoming norm.
So this is about global stocks. This is from Yahoo. Finance Yahoo.com. After 18 trillion rout, global stocks face more hurdles in 2023. So it says Bloomberg, more tech tantrums, China's COVID surge, and above all, no central banks riding to the rest of it. If things go wrong, reeling from the record 18 trillion wipeout. Global stocks must surmount all these hurdles and more if they are to escape a second straight year in the rest. With a drop of more than 20% in 2022, the MSCI All-Country World Index is on track for its worst performance since the 2008 crisis. A jumbo interest rate hiked by the Federal Reserve more than double 10-year treasury rate, the rate underpinning global capital costs. Bulls looking ahead to it at 2023 might take solace in the fact that two consecutive down years are rare for major equity markets. The S&P 500 index is falling for 2 straight years from just 4 pages since 1928. Scary thing though is that when they do occur, drops in the second year tend to be weaker than the first. There are some factors that can determine how 2023 shapes up for the global equity market. Yeah, as you can see, there is 18 trillion black profit on the stock market, which is a crazy sum of money, right? 18 trillion. We ain't talking about black change, like $1 billion or $1 billion. We're talking about, technically you could say that's 18% of the world economy. The reason why I say that is because they say the Rothschild family owns 500 trillion of the world's economy, which is about half of the economy. So if you were 18 trillion whacked off of the economy, that's a size of, that's almost like world's economy getting wiped out. Oh, sorry. No, I said in my mind. I said, yeah, wrong 100. Yeah, I'm guessing a bit more than that. Yeah. It's a lot less, alright? But still, it's a sizable requirement. Because it's the people's pockets that have been hit. The people that hold some form of, there's people that presented in the world as having some form of power. Elon Musk, different individuals like that. And they're suffering by a sizable hit to them. But really,
it's also because it's also because it's tech stocks as well, which are basically the main stocks that are driving
the market.
Like money being made in the whole economy anyway. Apple, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, whatever. These are all the big companies basically that essentially make the economy, keep the economy moving. As soon as they start declining, that's something that's going to be felt globally. As far as it's like, if Apple make less iPhones, then there's a whole bunch of shit, a whole bunch of OLED screens, a whole bunch of shit getting made all over the planet. It's getting bought less. People are going to be spending less in general. Because iPhones and one of those things that people are still spend for. So you go to, you go to the depths of Africa, you go to the middle of some jungle in Africa. That he might be wearing a loincloth, but he's gonna pop an iPhone out of that loincloth. Because everyone fucks
Cobalt, yeah, the Cobalt. Cobalt.
Everyone's gonna be fucking with the iPhone.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like even if man will be crossing they'll be in a boat going across from Libya or whatever to try and get into Spain or to try and get into Italy. They'll be like, oh, my kid's starving, but he's gonna be taking pictures of him starving because of his iPhone. So it's one of those things where it's like iPhone people, hey, that's something that people have on a mass scale. Same for like a lot of technology. They basically use on a wide scale. So like companies will use like like iPads and whatnot. There's different forms of payment built into the ecosystem. But when you have a bunch of them failing, then that basically indicates that in the general economy, there's going to be great upheaval. And then when that starts, then it's like the methods that they have to kind of stop it, they're only going to run to a certain extent. A good example was when the UK, you had, what's her name? What was that bitch called, man? Quick. I can't remember.
Prime Minister.
Yeah. The bitch before. I can't remember her name. But the shit that came before, when they did the mini budget, and then that completely started a death spiral in the economy. It's something
Liz
Truss, that's the one. Liz Truss did the mini budget, then it started a death spiral in the UK economy, which people were saying it was moving like a third world economy to be hit like that. But then it's what banks were able to buy out and stop the death spiral. And that's the thing, is when you have that happen on a global scale, then it starts in like 2008, where the support structures all over are crumbling. Then everyone's fucked. These are things that people are not planning for. Because why? They're opposed. They're basically looking for things to keep running as they are. But then what the reality is, hey, this is all going to come to an end.
I got scripture. No, I have got scripture. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh, disappointment. Casting down, delivering my soul from the wicked. Alright, which is thy sword. From men which are thy hand, O Lord Yahweh. From men of the world which have their portion in his life. and his belly thou fillest in treasure. They are all full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. So they feel it's coming from his arms forever because they've been, as it says in the Psalms, that because the Heavenly Father held his peace, they think that he was at one with them. But no, he just gave you an appointed time and said, do your ministry on the earth. Right? Revelation 20 tells you about that. Basically, the time being appointed for this man to unleash and bring, evil upon the earth. But then once that time is fulfilled, he needs to move into the kingdom of heaven.
Getting behind it. It's a wind tunnel, so I ain't shit to do.
Unless you block the channel when you come in.
Yeah, but
it's nice.
But then it'll be like laying flat, so it'll just fall over anyway. Fall over anyway.
Yeah, so this man thinks he's been going for a long time. It's coming to an end.
Isaiah 31:1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. So yeah, that's what in Egypt was horses and chariots now is what is aircraft carriers, F-16, F-22s, missile systems, missile defense systems, nuclear submarines, ICBMs, nuclear warheads. These are the things that now are being trusted, or people might be looking to what MOTP, these different forms of technology, man merged with machine, merged with AI, whatever. These are the things that people are looking at now, like, yo, who's even able to deal with, be on these guys' level, man? How are you going to even contend with that? Like, they're like, damn, this is too good. No one else is able to keep up. But it's essentially the same thing. Basically, you have, either you're going to trust in man, or you're going to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Really, that's only for those among Israel, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, primarily. Because why? For the general populace, most of the people they're basically just gonna buy into it. They're gonna be messing with the mob. They're gonna be down with the systems. It says, verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not cowards, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall fail together. Yeah, so as far as with, because what is it? It's all carnality. Being able to put together all these different missile defense systems. There's that scene in 300. Wait, is it 300? No. It's in Iron Man. The first Iron Man movie, where one of the villain guys says, like, at one point the Persian Empire had the pinnacle of military technology, the bow and arrow. And it said it let them all from whatever part of the world to, their provinces. It's the same thing that happened back then. Same thing with the Egyptians with their chariots. Same thing with all these different, the Romans with their military formations and their army and whatnot. These things are basically like people being like, damn, these guys got the world unlocked. But then nine, it's like in a carnal sense they have it unlocked, but then spiritually, who's got it? Because when you can look now, you go to those same empires where they at. They mention the Persians. It's like, what's going on? The Persians at the apex now as they once were. No. Same for the Babylonians, for the Greeks and the Romans. They've come back in a whole new system, but they fell for the logo. They fell for the logo. Because it's funny, because even like the Olympics that are being done now, those weren't being done, I think it was still what, like the mid-40s?
Early 1900s,
yeah. Or maybe early 1900s. I remember it was during the one during, actually, it was the 30s, so it was so yeah, early 1900s.
when we came into power, we took it out of existence.
Yeah.
Even
practice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things got done
For
away
me,
with.
even the light, the fire from the gods.
Yeah,
Bring it to
down,
man.
which is the when they carrying the torch.
Yeah. Around the world.
Yeah, I remember when they did it down there. They got a bunch of schools to do it. They got celebrities to do it. They have people, you're able to apply to try and get a position.
The reason why they do that, why? Is because it's like they've now, we are the gods on earth. We're bringing the light to the world. That's why it will travel throughout the whole course of the earth. Remember, the word Olympics goes back to Greece. And we know this society says civilization started in Greece. So what are they trying to tell you? They're trying to tell you that basically they have rule in the space, they have dominion. Alright? That's it really. That's been cool. One more?
Revelation 13 and 3, it says, and I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So yeah, with that same beast, that Roman Empire, where they were wounded, they were taken down. There was that period of time where Jake came up, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who were the Israelites. They came up, Judah, so mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They came up, they took over Esau's sister, the Roman sister, then started with the Holy Roman Empire and succeeding empires after. So then what? After they did that, Esau was fine. He was in the cave. But then what? The spirit got put back on Esau the way it was what? He was taken out of the caves. And then he came up to rule again. And that's what Esau's done now. Now he's come to rule again. He's been given that technology and wisdom that's allowed him to rule. It's allowed him to develop technologies beyond what they were before. Able to develop to get to what? MOTV, the ICBM, being able to set his nest among the stars, essentially to fulfill prophecy as it's been written. Then as such, he's fulfilled that. But now he's swollen with pride. And that's also what everyone in the whole world is looking at him like, damn. He's basically he's done things other people weren't even able to do. So this guy's got such a grip on the world. How is anyone ever going to be able to come up against him? They said, I think the US, last time I checked, there's like, I think maybe 15 or 16 aircraft carriers in the world. Then it was like 10 or 11 of them were American. Like these guys, as far as military forces go, you look at it currently, you're like, damn, how can anyone even come against them? But again, it's something that's going to be done in the spirit. Because that's how Esau was raised up. When you saw Esau, well, I'll read it. Oh, you got something?
Nah, but after Daniel 4.
drove 30 one, but now they that are younger than me, no, younger than I am, have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hand profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former times desolate and waste. And yeah, you look at Esau now, able to walk around, upright, wearing a suit and tie, essentially having the whole world following after his image. Yeah, he's basically built a mold to where his way of conducting himself has become the ultimate form of so-called manliness on planet Earth. It says, for want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. So yeah, they were basically chased off from among so-called civilized men, and they had to live in the caves now because of how they conducted themselves.
I just said it's still raining.
Says what? Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now am I their song, yea, I am the vile. So yeah, Esau's cleaned himself up, and it's like now what? He's flipped to where he's been able to master it. He's become the angel it was. He came into power through the force of the sword, which is really the gun. That's how it manifested now. He was able to take dominion. Then after that, even more so through what? So-called information age. Control perceptions of who he is in his history. To now be the angel. The northern and southern kingdom was what? As the basis of men. Everyone's looking at Jake like they're the basis of men, violent than the earth. There's that flip of the Jake soldiers in Vietnam, where they're basically talking, I think they're getting interviewed.
Oh yeah.
And they're talking about how the native Vietnamese are calling them niggas too. Because why? Because they got taught that by those white boys that went over there.
And I was saying, I did a live with elder brothers, Paul Mark and Barack Obama. And we're going into that, man, how there was a war in Yorkshire between the Judah and the American Edomites. Because they didn't like that the English soldiers were letting them go in the same bar as American soldiers, the American Edomites. So they wanted them to implement segregation. And there was information that came out as well that basically said the same thing was going on with France when they were over in France. And they wanted they're like a marketing campaign to make, to sell the idea of not allowing Jake to basically, what operated within their society while they were over there fighting the war. Because they wanted them to implement the American, that fairness of America in European land, which really just shows you that unique captivity spirit is over in America by design. Not to say Esau ain't going over there, definitely going over there, but it's just there's a special ingredient.
And that's something of course it's been showcased, various times. Jacob basically become what? Taking the same role that Esau literally had. Yeah, become the pilot. That's why it's like a lot of Jacob, a lot of these so-called blacks, they're slotted right into those stereotypes, the whole mindset. Because when you, even if you go to post what's it called? Post slavery into post slavery and post sharecropping, the way that Jake conducted himself was a different distinct. And then that's something that over time got graded. Because you had like good examples, what's it, Black Wall Street. You essentially had it to where Jake wasn't allowed to flourish to a certain degree. But then now it's, so-called got, certain among Jake, like rappers, entertainers, sports stars, able to so-called flourish, but then it's like they need to go within an angle of that so-called that black middle, that black culture, which is part of what keeps Jake hold up in that what's it called, that look, that byword. Allows you to be all these kinds of niggas. But then when you go back to how Israel used to function, being a nigga ain't got nothing to do with being a nigga.
That's a new invention that Esau is kind of back it's something that Esau created and hold in mind. So let me read this. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the Holy One. The intent that they may know that the Most High ruleth from men and giveth it to whosoever he will, and said, and if you're in a point, and set for over it the basis of it. And that's true by Esau. Otherwise known today as self-awareness. And basically meant he is the chief evil on the earth. Right? And he's been presented as the main, archetype human being. If you want to be anything good in this world, you have to take up off, right? But in reality, this is a perception that the Heavenly Father put forth in his time. So, basically present that hour of temptation, right? Time of Jacob's trouble, the basic temple, the master to actually fully be convinced and buy into what Esau's selling, alright? But us being in the know, we've been baptized, alright? We've been cleansed by way of the words, alright? Now, mind, we've been brainwashed, right? While we're out here looking back to the world, our minds have been cleansed by the Heavenly Father. Let me read this. Revelation 13, and I'll start from 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, causes the earth and them that go therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Alright? And that's basically when Esau now comes to power. Everyone's worshiping after the first beast, being now the Roman Empire. Right? And the whole system that was in place. Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he make the fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Right? And I was basically first on, you can always go, we always mention, bomb, but then also really many times, during the time of darkness. Right? When that basically happened, that cemented Esau as a power of the earth. We started being talked about. Alright? But then with that being said, that made it to the point where now everyone was in the awe of Esau's power. Alright? And since those years when that happened, been compounded upon with new forms of technology being established on the earth over and over again. Right? Verse 14, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, right? Because technology is a miracle, right? And if you define it by ancient world standards, right? This is something that's, they'll say, oh, it's inspired by divine inspiration to create a car or create an electronic circuit or do this or do that. Yeah, because the Heavenly Father opened their mind to it. Alright? There's no such thing as just a random thought. When those thoughts come into play, it's by divine intervention of the Heavenly Father. And it was set in place for what reason? For the kingdom to come to where we're at now. Right? So the prophecies of the word fulfilled. So these miracles, I read it again because these miracles only was make everyone buy into the system the way they are. Alright? So this is Revelation 13:14. And deceiving them that grow on the earth, right? That's the main thing. It's a deception. Right? Many there be, it says enter ye the straight gate. For many there be that enter in for many there be that, let me read it. I don't want to butcher it. Alright. The book of Matthew 7 and 13. Enter ye in the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. And few there be that find it. Alright, that's the point. So the broad way is basically many to go into and die. So what usually is the status quo, the popular ideal in life, that's actually going to be to your detriment, alright? Because it says straight is the gate. And there's few that enter thereat. So there's only going to be a handful of people. And really that pertains to what? Chosen to the Heavenly Father. We read Ezekiel 11:16, it tells you what? That Heavenly Father set up a new sanctuary for his chosen all over the world. So there's only in the great population that's, in these cities all over the earth, there's a few, as it says, two of a family, one of a city, alright? There's only going to be so many people within that little sanctuary that are going to be sanctified for salvation, alright? So let me read Revelation again. So this is Revelation 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles. Yeah. So again, these different leaps and bounds being made with technology, they're really a deception. Because the funny thing is, most of the technology that's utilized on the earth today, there's actually a cleaner way to do it. But guess what? If they did it the cleaner way, a lot of people would lose out on capitalizing on the bad ways to do stuff, the so-called bad ways to do stuff. Because now you have, they talk about carbon pollution, alright, all these different things. Cars can run on water, alright? There's men that have been creating these type of things. Cars that run on, there's different forms of energy that can be utilized. But guess what? It doesn't serve the powers that be to basically allow those forms of energy to be used on the earth. Why? Because they'll lose out on collecting the money they're collecting at the moment. Even over there in America, they don't have no fast trains, no bullet trains. Why don't have no bullet trains? Because going back to the 1950s, there was propaganda that was put out there to basically make it. This is why, one of the things in everyone's bucket list in America is to basically buy a car and drive on Route 66 and see the whole of America, the Grand Canyon, this, that, and the other by driving a car. Why? Because that was marketed to the people, propaganda. So people do what? Buy more petrol, buy cars, and then they can continue to make money off it. Now, if you know anything about the dollar, it's tied to what? It's tied to petrol. Right? That's why it's also known as the petrol dollar. So all of these things are interlinked. And again, going back to the point, that's why there's no high-speed trains, man. They said if we make high-speed trains, we allow them to make high-speed trains. You know what's going to happen? No one's going to buy those colors to get from, you know, from Maine down to Florida. And I wouldn't serve them any good. I just kind of just float.
Isaiah 61, arise, shine, for thy light is come. The glory of the Lord Yahweh is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. That's really, where we're at now. Gross darkness will cover the people. Most people aren't even really going on the grander scale as well. And they're not trying to be clued in on that truth. Most people are just trying to, get through life and, enjoy enjoyment. They don't realize that, they've been deprived. Because when you look, you always go back to a good example is the newspapers, where formerly, going back to like pre-war time, or like World War I, in that region of time, early 1900s, newspapers would have been basically reporting on world events, reporting about news, essentially something you read to keep yourself informed of what's going on around the world. And then again, twice, that was the general person who's been more checked into these things, because they know it has an impact on them. They know it's like, oh, there's another war starts up, they might be enlisted. They know it's like, okay, they're basically going to keep an eye on things, because they know what impacts them. And then when you go into more modern times, the only way newspapers survive is essentially by becoming pretty much like magazines.
Satirical, yeah.
And well, entertainment. They're about entertainment. Whatever means that comes through.
Yeah, when I said satirical, it's comedy on I mean, news to us is satirical, you know what I mean? So the message is not really,
it's about entertainment. They're basically making it where it's like, read it, they'll have, have a bit of fluff there, and like a little tiny rectangle, and that's part of that darkness, covering the people. That's why it's like, what people getting into? They're thinking about, the next album dropping, they're thinking about, certain clothes, certain trainers, thinking about cars, thinking about, events. Looking at as far as for like
holidays.
They're only looking at like to where they might, it might be making money, or if it affects their ability to make people go on holiday or something. Other than that,
let me read
it
this.
says, the Lord Yahweh shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Those are shining the light. Because you've got, those on the left-hand side taking upon themselves the name of the Illuminati, the Illuminate one. That's how they refer to themselves. But then those that truly have the light shining on them, it's those who are elect.
I'm going to read this one. Because that's the gross darkness of most of the people. But we've been given the light of the Lord, which is only our side. Alright, but then he's basically within us, and we have that light as well. Matthew 5 and 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savour, wherewithal shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Yea, ye are the light of the world. The city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and to give it light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see see your good work and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Yeah, that's great. Well, and that's why it's like what go to Isaiah 64. It says what that the elites, the way they do things, they do it in the dark. They do things hidden. They do their record. The general populace can just go in and watch. You might be able to get even with court, certain court cases. Like you meant the way that laws work is that you go in and just you can walk into a court and then watch any court case. But there'll be certain ones where it's like you're not allowed to talk about it. Or even some might be in military court, which is a completely different law system than you have in general. So Esau's got ways of segmenting things away from the general populace being able to be there. But then when we're dealing with what? The light, the truth. That's something that Yahweh Shimei has made it so what? These men are out in public, in the streets, proclaiming something where you go online, you can find out all about pretty much anything being spoken about in public, being broadcast. I certainly can use that term. Yeah. Basically being cried out.
Let me read this for your boy. Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with you, which frameth mischief by law. So Esau basically is, his law system only is a mischievous one. And that's why, a lot of we're around the corner from the Royal Courts of Justice. But a lot of these courtrooms, they basically have unrighteous judgments being met out to different individuals. And that's why they keep it away from the eyes of the public. A good example, for everyone, a kind of universal one, is the one between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Right? When you see that court case took place away from the public eye the first time, right, and everyone was slandering Johnny Depp, as an abuser, etc., etc. But then when they saw the televised one, you saw that bitch was full of shit, man.
Even before it was like when the phone call got leaked.
Yeah.
That from then it was like, oh, it got flipped. You realise you're dealing with a narrative. Because I think it was the first court case he lost.
Yeah, he lost.
The one, and that was in the UK for libel.
Libel, yeah. So he took it to America to do a public. That's why I mentioned the Royal Court. It might have actually took place in the Royal Court of Justice around there. So, but that just shows the point. What? That basically,
Where you can be able to find it?
Where it actually is presented to the public now. But a wise answer saying not so. Go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. Marriage and the door was shut. The basically being the same point of what the marriage light. Alright? How can you can light up, you can trim your light. Your candle and light it up. But if you have no oil, the fuel ain't gonna keep it alight. Alright? So it kind of serves kind of counterintuitive. It's more ideal if you have the oil and you trim it and light it and leave it as so. Then you don't have to worry about it. Then whatever, perceived dangers that come before you, you can maneuver accordingly. Alright? But for the most part, these people out there don't have no oil. Right? If you let that only gonna be the one that's gonna see that oil. Right? More time?
Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Lord Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies vanity and things wherein there is no profit. That's how it's essentially going to shake out. But for now, it's like the only thing that you can see within a society that might have need to know, like it said, that what surely will inherit life. Because as far as for now, what people uphold as in the society, that's completely opposed to the scripture. Hey, evidently fact. Lies were inherited. With the Edomite historian,
saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make images of beasts which the wound by a, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life to the beast, by the image of the beast should go and prove that as many as would not worship the image of the beast ill. Alright? That's it. The basic people has that power to the point where people are buying into the one system. Said, look, you're going to make this image, you're going to open up there to it. They forget. It was free. Alright? And that's what you basically see it now. That's only going to lead to what? The MOTV. Everyone taking that, or majority of people taking that in their body. Right? Whereby they stand up, I can't do nothing, I can't function that. That's how it was. Running.
Revelation 14, 8, and then followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
Yeah, that technology is already here. You know, there's a lot of talk, oh, what is it? Wait, it's the shit, man. That's what they want everyone to have. That's how they can track and trace it. That's why everything that's going on in this modern day era, basically, leading to an incentive to bring the mark into action, right? I've got crazy music. You got like that slimy green fucking music. Oh no, it's because of ill. But yeah, so basically that's what it is. It's basically everything's leading to the mark. But if you take that, basically you're on a downward spiral. Right? If you read Revelation 16, it tells you that there'll be a sore for everyone that has that. So the joke is you ain't gonna get real food. Well, first off, the seal for destruction. There's a mark for destruction. And even while you're waiting for destruction, you're not going to get real food no more. You're going to get Franco food. You're going to get a 3D printed fly burgers, dead body burgers, you know, vegetables without seeds, Franken, you know, like
and even like it's conspiracy. These all things are essentially being tested. The human body, when they say, "Would you be willing to eat this?" That nigga, no. Fuck you.
And then on top of that, you basically have that in you, and you can have cancer growing in you. You can have more abnormalities in your body. Alright? And you basically, you know, you can't open your mouth. You're gonna have to control to the system. Hold to whatever power to do. Present as a function of society. So it's a lose-lose situation.
So the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. They shall have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
Africa, brother, Africa.
It's cool, man. It's cool. Probably North Africa, yeah. Algeria,
Probably thinking gas of the World Cup. But yeah,
probably
what it
French,
says,
both of them.
says you're going to be what? Tormented in the light of the holy angels, right? Gas is going to be smoking, you're going to be blighted, man.
Demon McGregor.
You're
Yeah.
going to be messed up. That's what people are trying to avoid. Most people are trying to avoid any form of hardship by taking it, which is exactly what they're delivering upon themselves.
But as the Lord said, it says, they that seek to save their life shall lose it. And they that lose their life shall save it. So you trying to save your life, it's going to wind up making you lose it. Yeah, man, so money, yep.
No.
Close up on that. So say all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem HaMashiach, double one of the apostles and elders, great ones as well. Got a one, man. Death to this place.